Garris is, he's starting to find his groove. Early in the year, struggled. And even the first half tonight, I thought he was, not at his best. Free throw line, he missed a 1-and-1. I wanted him to make the 1-and-1 because I knew it was our ball to start the second half, and we got a chance to double up. We missed it to 1-and-1. But we came out of, we went into the halftime and said, okay, here's how we're going to attack them. I didn't talk a lot about defense because of the shots they were taking. They were taking difficult shots. So I thought our defense was pretty good. What we tried to, adjustments we made, or what we tried to do better was our offensive execution.
Go right here in the front row.
The first sort of three halves, Temple against your trap kind of didn't make too many errors. And at the beginning of the second half, the turnovers in half court that kind of turned it. And
Yeah, no, that's a great observation. What we tried to do was not trap them. Was stay at the line of scrimmage. Trap means that you're basically two guys are converging on a prey, right? You got two wolves after a little rabbit. What we did was use our guard, and we call it back pressure, but we just kept our guard and use active hands. And that's where we got a lot of deflections. Dunn 6'5". We have little guards. Shed's 6 foot, Sasser's 6'1". So we used them to play behind him, and we kept our bigs at the line of scrimmage just active. So he was throwing over, and we were committing to the ball, and he kept throwing the ball over Shed. And that was hurting us. So once we left our big at the line of scrimmage, their pick and roll defense. And once we took away their pick and roll defense, then they started running battle out of their diamond floppy set, trying to get him jump shots. And, that's a hard way to make a living.
Go to Dusty, you're on the right.
Coach Sampson, seems like the freshman really stepped up tonight, whether it was Jarris making that 3 to move it from 5 to 8, and then after that technical, you had Sharp was a real sharp shooter tonight, making that 3 to push it back from 10 to 13. What does it really say about the freshmen's already buy-in that they're falling already?
Yeah, this is a good time of the year to do it. The guy that's been playing better that just hasn't found his niche yet maybe is Terrence Arsenault. He can play better. But Sharp's father was his high school coach. He was well coached coming in. Tough kid, keeps his composure, doesn't lose sight of what we're trying to do, and he's got a good body. Temple's guards are big and strong. We lost 4 starters off last year's team, and their wings were all 6'5". We're not nearly as big as we were last year, but we have to be way more aggressive. Second half, I thought we were aggressive at both ends.
Got time for 1 or 2 more if anybody's got it. One more in the back.
As you head to the final month of your conference play and get ready for the tournament, what do you see the squad at right now, and what do you look forward to in terms of advancing that your play as well?
I think the big thing for us is continue to develop our bench. Those freshmen. We have four freshmen, and we have 5 guys that played last year. That's it. Reggie Chaney, J1, Roberts, Shed, Sasser, and Tremont Mark. That's it. Everybody else is a freshman. Francis a freshman, Walker a freshman, Arsenault a freshman, and Sharp a freshman. Just continue to develop those kids. We've watched them play at Oregon, at Virginia, at UCF, Tulane, Wichita State, Temple. We've played enough road games now where in tough environments. I've been coming to Temple for a long time. That was a great environment, wasn't it? Kudos to Temple students. They were giving it to us there on the baseline. I give them an A. I don't know if they're making A in their classes, but they got an A today for me. But our freshmen just need to continue to develop. But those other kids, Shed's a good leader, Sasser's a good leader, Robertson, Chaney. We have tough kids. That's the end of the day. To win on the road, you got to have some tough kids.
Last question, I got the gentleman in the front row.
Coach, you mentioned, how Aaron's built this program up in his 4 years. When you guys leave for the Big 12 next season, can you see Temple starting to take that step to possibly, be the new Houston of this conference?
Well, there's a lot of really good basketball programs. When I got in the league, my first year was 2014-15 season. Coach Larry Brown was at SMU, and Mick Cronin was at Cincinnati. They were probably the two headliners. Kevin Ollie was coming off a national championship at Connecticut. I mean, it's a really, really good league. But next year, Temple's going to be right there. Memphis, Penny's built a really good program. I think Wichita State, that's a really good basketball school. They're not going anywhere, and they're playing a lot better now too. So the good thing is there's a lot of schools that can be the top school, and Temple's one of them.
Coach, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Perfect time. Thanks, sir. Appreciate you. See you here soon, man. Thank you for everything, Larry. Thank you for everything, buddy. Appreciate you.
Fact
You're a good
number
man.
one, buddy.
We'll see.